Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to be showing off my build for Nyx. Now I've been holding off this build for quite a while because Nyx is like one of my first Warframes I ever got, one of my first frames I've ever got, and I think it was like my first frame I ever put Orkan Reactor on. I regret that. Nyx isn't really that worth it. I should have put it on my Excalibur first. But honestly I quite enjoyed Nyx as like a playstyle. Subjectively I enjoy her. Objectively, she's not the best. She's okay. She's a B grade. B minus kind of grade Warframe. She has a her positives, but she also has her negatives. And I'm gonna show a build for that. Because this Warframe is pretty easy to get. It's kind of one of the beginning Warframes. So I'm gonna show off my build for it. Yeah. So this is the build I commonly use. Again, it looks a little complicated, prime continuity, that kind of stuff. Again, you don't specifically need that kind of stuff, like, and also, vigor, you don't need that as well. But, like, flow, intensify, vitality, streamline, reduction, and stretch, they're all kind of important mods. Vigor, you don't really need, and prime continuity, you don't need. You can just switch it out with continuity. All fine. Doesn't really matter. I'm only doing it for the the extra seconds. It's the one I use, so I'm just gonna tailor it for my needs and the stuff I have, and the stuff like I can actually tailor it to. So I have prime continuity. I'm gonna put it on. So but continuity is also pretty good. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, something you could do. I did have an idea what you could do other than that. You could put on. Oh, sorry, found it. Went past it ages ago. Fast deflection. You can put that on instead of vigor, because that's a very common mod, beginners. Because it kind of the replacement of vigor, which is used for survivability, is being replaced by another survivability mod, which is fast deflection, which increases shield recharge rate. So you could switch it out, and you could still keep that survivability mod. So if you don't have vigor, but if you have vigor, I would recommend putting vigor on. In my opinion, it's a lot better than fast deflection. So so I kind of prefer it. So I'm gonna take you off. I was making a build before, so take you off. Switch it. Okay, so I'll show you what I have changed, and I'll tell you my reasons why. So energy, obviously this is a casting Warframe. You want to be casting with her constantly. Especially she's a pretty weak frame, as you can see, 15 armor, and her her health and shields aren't really the best. They're pretty good, but they're not really the best. And so you want to be constantly putting up that her third one, chaos, constantly, especially in high level play, because you don't want to be shot at. And also in constant movement. So you could also put on speed, like sprinting speed increase, if you so want to, but I think it's more valuable to put in vigor, those kind of mods, more survivability mods, for a survivability. I think it's more important. I think the speed's okay enough, and I don't really think sprinting speed's that useful. When you're using with some weapons, like I found using for sprinting mods for Redeemer, weapons like Redeemer, and you're using stuff like this, I think you could switch it out. You can kind of do that. But again, I think survivability mods are more important to Nyx. Yeah. Her health, it also against survivability. When you increase the health and increase the shield, that's been increased with vigor, reduction, reduction and vitality. These three mods are increasing it. I'll just show you quickly how much. So that increases it by about 120. I think that was 120. I didn't really see. Okay, let's go find vigor again. It's further up, I'm guessing. No, it would be at the very back, wouldn't it? There you go. Yeah, so by 120, that's how much it increases it by. So that's pretty good. Then you got reduction, you got vitality. You can kind of guess what it is. We'll also increase duration again with prime continuity, 145. That's with the prime continuity. Adds about 15 more. And let's go see how much seconds add. So we got continuity, prime continuity. I mean, oh, it doesn't say. Oh, I've spawned some enemies in. Okay, let's go spawn some enemies in and show you how much it does. Okay, we're just gonna run over here. Again, you die pretty quickly. So about 36 seconds with prime continuity, which is quite a long time. I will just go and turn that off. Okay, let's go to here. Upgrade. Oh, oops, wrong one. It doesn't matter. So let's go over here and pop it on while I'm there. Pop on flow. Hopefully I'm not being shot at. I'll put on my normal continuity. I should really get rid of these two. I don't know why I still have damage continuities. They still there. Yes, they are. Okay. Pop it and you get about okay, about 32 seconds. Adds about four more seconds. Yeah, about 4 more seconds for prime continuity. Again, for this kind of thing, 4 more seconds is it's pretty good. I find it's pretty good. Adds a couple more seconds where you can escape if you really need to. Do a little more damage to enemies. So again, not that much of a difference. Doesn't really matter. But it's 4 seconds. Why not put it on? And I also have the space to allow it. So why not put prime continuity on? Okay, let's go back to C. I've also put efficiency on. Again, you're going to be casting, especially chaos, constantly. So you really want to have stream on so that the cost of the energy that you use every single time you activate chaos or mind control, which is something else I personally use quite a lot. You want to have it so that it costs as little as you can, so you're not wasting as much energy. So as you can see, it's changed mind control to 18, physical psychic bolt, which no one really uses, chaos to 53, and absorb to 18. That's just the initial absorb, and that changes the drain per second to 1.3. And I don't think it says it on here, but every single 1,000 damage points you absorb takes away, I think, 8, and that doesn't change with this. So which is kind of annoying. You think it would actually, it's kind of annoying because you think it would change it slightly at the least, because it's something that you think would change with, and I would at least show it because it's kind of of a actually I'll quickly show it off. It's kind of just a little dumb because I never knew anything about it. I should get some more energy because I never knew anything about that. Like I never knew that energy every single 8,000 damage when you're in your absorb bubble thing. I forget names. I did not know that it takes away 8 extra, so you can see it's speeding up because I'm just getting massive amounts of damage. Ooh, let's press 4. I'll show that off. Again, no real point using it. It's kind of more of a defense thing. So you can see it's quite slow, and as it starts getting up and up, it starts speeding up because I'm getting into the energy in the thousands. So as you can see, that's how it kind of works. I don't know how much it is. I'm not really going to experiment, but from what I hear, it's around 8. So let's kill. So which is kind of annoying. You think it would Streamline would affect that, but it doesn't. I don't know. You kind of get on that I mean DE. I don't know. I've been watching a couple of videos and looking up the new EA scandals. EA's a little back in the scandals again. I would continue researching if I was you. Keep a good mind on it. I've also increased the range. Again, chaos is a range kind of thing. You want to get as many enemies as possible. You don't want any enemies just shooting at you. You want them to be fighting each other. So they're having most amount of range. Very important, especially in Nyx, especially with the force ability as well. And also, basically all of abilities include range. You kind of need a range to actually use them. So very important. Stretch, something I've also increased. No, I mean stretch. I mean strength. God, I keep messing things up. Strength, I've increased. Again, this is probably the weakest mod on here. I don't think it's really worth it in my opinion. I just put it on to just talk about it. I would much rather put on maybe not really mods like rage. Again, possibility you could, if you have rage, maybe put it on. Not really. I don't know. It's a mod that it's a good mod, but for realistic, in theory, it's a really good mod. Like if you look at it, converts 40% of damage onto health to energy. In theory, very good mod, but for most Warframes, not that useful. Again, that I have a Siren build from ages ago when I first started doing this. It had rage in it, and in theory, it was a genius ability. Have really weak, really low shields, have really high health, and put rage on. And in theory, I would have energy constantly, and that did kind of happen. But I was dying constantly in high level play because I had no shields and they kept on going away. But in this instance, it might be it might kind of work because I still have high shields, and when I do go down to low health, I have the opportunity to get extra energy. Possibility. I haven't tried it out yet. One, because I don't really play Nyx that much anymore, so I haven't really been testing out that much stuff with Nyx. But might work. I would try it out. I would recommend trying it out, but not 100% sure. In theory, it works. But again, in theory, so did like my other builds where like I had low shields and really high health and have range on. Those didn't work in practice, so it might not work. Just giving out some ideas for you guys. I would recommend trying it out. But the reason I've intensify on and the to increase strength is mainly because again the only thing it really affects is Psycho Bulks. Again, no one cares about Psycho Bulks because it sucks. It's probably much a worse ability. Reason I put it on was for absorb, so absorb damage per second is increased. But honestly, it's a waste. Again, I rarely ever used absorb and especially in higher play, it's pretty much useless. Only really used for knocking, and you don't really need damage for knocking. That's just instant for every single one, and it's more of just a defense thing if you are gonna die. So like, no real point. I don't really find a point having it on. I was just going to put it on so I can actually remember to talk about what I'm actually doing this build, because a couple builds I've forgotten, and so I put it in just to show you guys, just tell you about it. But yeah, actually, just having a quick look through something you could put on would it be put faster flexion on, increase its survivability. No, armor agility. That's kind of dumb. Her armor's really low. There's no point in adding to armor. Rush possibility. Again, you could. Again, you're most likely not going to have this, but like natural talent, if you do have it, you could put it on. Again, nothing really though. Like again, let's put it on fast flexion. I might switch out. That does look kind of good. That does kind of make sense. Yeah, pretty much it. You could add, kind of. Not really. You could if you wanted to. Again, that increases ability range. Could be useful. But yeah, I don't really know. I think I'm just yeah, that's pretty much it. It's nothing else really to talk about. That's pretty much my Nyx build. Again, Nyx, not really the best. This is kind of my build. I don't really play over that much. But if you like Nyx, you kind of like gameplay, you could put it on if you want. Do that kind of stuff. But I don't know. If you liked the video, I'm just gonna end the video. But if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike. Tell me why you disliked the video, because I gotta learn. You gotta tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can actually learn from my mistakes. If you I've already said that. And just thanks for watching. I said it so much in the last like 30 seconds. I apologize for that. But I'm just gonna end it here. See ya. Thanks for watching.